I want to ask every parent here if their child ever asked them this question, or if they asked this question to themselves. How do I know Islam is the truth? How do I know this is the correct religion? When I was growing up, that was something that really, that's something that was on my mind. Considering the fact that when I was a child, I went to a Catholic school for the first 4 years or 5 years of school, right? I was in Patterson, New Jersey, and I had to go to church every week and everything. My family didn't mind because there weren't drugs in that school like the public schools in the area that I lived in. I grew up asking this question, but these people are religious, they pray to God, they do this, and especially growing up as a Palestinian, I went to Palestine, and they're devoted Jews, right? Especially the Hasidic Jews that live in the kibbutz in their own areas. These people are, to an extent, or to what we see, are devoted to God and to worship. I would wake up when I lived in Brooklyn, in the neighborhoods, and I would be coming back home from Fajr, and I'll see a Jewish man with 6 of his children. Even one of them is 2 years old, 2.5 years old, wearing a yarmulke, all dressed up in the whole the black with the white things and the whole shebang, right? And they have the sideburns and everything, and they're going to worship in the temple, right? And we're talking about 5:30, 6 a.m. Dedicated, hardcore. So this is a question that someone may ask, okay, these are all religions. How do I know Islam is the truth? And one of the best ways to do that is to embark on the series of the proofs of prophethood. Inshallah ta'ala, every week, every Friday night, my khatira is going to be a short, brief, 10-15 minute khatira about one of the proofs that solidifies our faith and grounds our certainty in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm going to extract it, obviously, from one of the books that my best friend, I call him my best friend, and my brother-in-law as well, Muhammad Shinawi, he wrote this book called Proofs of Prophethood, right? It's a Yaqeen publication. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and bless Yaqeen for spreading this, and it was edited by many scholars. And it really inspired me. And I felt like the community needs to hear this, inshallah ta'ala, because it really does ground our faith, inshallah. And for us as for the parents, I'm a parent as well, and for the children that want to give da'wah, that want to have certainty, that are asked questions in school by their teachers and so on, that need to ground their faith, this is going to be your strongest weapon, inshallah ta'ala. Right? طيب. The proof of God is already within us. Correct or not? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need a dalil or an evidence. As a matter of fact, humans are innately built, the way Allah created us and made us, He made us in a way that we always resort to the belief in a stronger power, something that is in control above us. So this is something that's instinctual, right? And when you look at the civilizations in the past, you realize one thing. Not all of them were driven to come up with educational institute, like formal education or advanced craftsmanship and so on and so forth. But every single civilization in the past had a form of religion and had a deity that they worshipped. Every civilization had a form of formal faith, a form of religion, right? To an extent where some scientists in our time, they say that there's a gene inside us, and they call it the God gene. They call it the God gene because there's no other way to explain how every single civilization, every single child that is born just believes in God. Even atheists and skeptics, they all believe in what? They believe in something mystical. They believe in some form of mysticism or spiritual. You find him, he doesn't believe in God, but he believes in yoga and magic and karma and certain energy, negative and positive energy and superstition and stuff like that, but they don't believe in God at all, right? So subhanAllah, that is part of their instinct that's inclined to believe in the ghaib. So everyone believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah ta'ala, through this series, we're going to study many of the proofs of the Prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Each one is going to give a boost of faith and iman and proof and evidence for the person to have when giving da'wah and to ground their faith in, inshallah ta'ala, because this is something that we need. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called us to this in the Quran. He said, أَمْ لَمْ يَعْرِفُوا رَسُولَهُمْ فَهُمْ لَهُ مُنْكِرُونَ. Or do they not know their messenger, so because of that they reject him? So Allah is telling us that not knowing who Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is will lead us to rejecting him. That's what Allah said. So why not learn about him? Another, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ إِنَّمَا أَعِظُكُمْ بِوَاحِدَةٍ. Say to them, I call you to one thing. أَن تَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ مَثْنَى وَفُرَادًا ثُمَّ تَتَفَكَّرُوا. To come together in small groups or large groups, and then to think and ponder and reflect together. مَا بِصَاحِبِكُمْ مِنْ جِنَّةٍ. Your companion, صاحبكم, meaning your messenger, he's not majnoon. He's not crazy. He was not a crazed man. He was not just speaking his whims and desires. He was indeed a prophet and a messenger. And we're going to study the miracles, like the number one miracle, which is what? The Quran. Right? We're going to study his miracle, like his words. What even the enemies of Islam called him. They said we never saw him lie ever. Right? Quraysh. They rejected him, but they said he's an honest man and he never lied in his life. Or the Sahabas that saw him perform miracles, extra natural miracles, right? That couldn't be comprehended. Like all of these, and prophecies from other religions, Christianity and Judaism, right? About the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All this, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to go over in the series. I'm going to end here, inshallah, and I'll leave you till next week, bidnillah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with and through Islam and give us the conviction that we need to call to this faith and to be ambassadors of it. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli wa sallim barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Jazakum Allah khair.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما إن الذين يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا والذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير ما اكتسبوا فقد احتملوا بهتانا وإثما مبينا